The most powerful words you will ever speak are not a request, but a declaration. For too long you have been taught to ask for abundance as if it were a favor, to plead for a better life from a distant and unpredictable source. But this approach is rooted in a profound misunderstanding of your own power. You are not a beggar at the gates of the universe. You are the very creative force that gives your universe its form. This guide is built upon a single, life-altering declaration: I manifest abundance. This is not a hopeful phrase to be wished for. It is a statement of your true identity. It is the ultimate acknowledgement of your innate creative power. This is not a book of secrets, but a manual of remembrance. It is a practical and powerful guide to help you remember the magnificent creator that you have always been, and to finally and joyfully begin to use your power to consciously and deliberately manifest your richest life. I Manifest Abundance, a declaration and guide to your richest life, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1, I am a powerful creator. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of them. This is not a metaphor. It is the fundamental law of your existence. For so long, we have been taught to see ourselves as small and powerless beings, as tiny ships being tossed about on the vast and unpredictable ocean of life. We believe we are at the mercy of external forces, the economy, our boss, our family, our past. This belief, the victim mindset, is the single most disempowering story a human being can tell themselves. It is a story that robs us of our agency, drains us of our creative power, and locks us into a life of reaction rather than a life of creation. When you are living from the victim mindset, your life happens to you. You feel that you are constantly having to defend yourself, to struggle against the current, and to simply react to the random and often unpleasant events that the world throws your way. This is the root of all feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, and of being stuck. It is the foundational story of lack, and as long as you believe it to be true, your manifest universe will dutifully and perfectly reflect it back to you. The transformative and most liberating shift you can ever make is to consciously and courageously decide to fire the victim and to hire the creator. You must claim your true and divine identity as the powerful, central, and sovereign creative force in your own life. This is the profound understanding that your inner world, the world of your dominant thoughts, your core beliefs, and your habitual feelings, is the primary and the only cause, and your outer world is simply the effect. To understand this, imagine that your consciousness is a powerful movie projector, and your life is the screen. The film that is running in the projector is your inner world. The images that appear on the screen are your outer circumstances. For years, you have been trying to change your life by running up to the screen and trying to paint over the images you do not like. You have been fighting with the reflection. The Creator understands that this is a futile and exhausting effort. The only way to change the movie on the screen is to change the film in the projector. When you claim your identity as a powerful creator, you stop fighting with the effects in your life, and you turn your attention to the one thing you have ever had any real control over, the cause, which is the content of your own magnificent mind. The first step in reclaiming your creative power is to shift the very questions you ask yourself. The victim is always asking disempowering questions. When a challenge arises, the victim's primary question is, why is this happening to me? This question automatically places them in a position of powerlessness and implies that they are at the mercy of external forces. The Creator, on the other hand, asks a powerful and empowering question. When faced with the exact same challenge, the Creator asks, given this situation, what do I now choose to create? Or what is the opportunity for me in this situation? Can you feel the profound difference in the energy of these two questions? The first question leads to blame, complaint, and a feeling of being stuck. The second question immediately accesses your creative power, focuses your mind on solutions, and opens you up to new possibilities. The practice for this is to become a mindful observer of your own internal questions. For the next week, simply pay attention. When you are faced with a challenge, notice which question your mind automatically asks. If you notice the victim question arising, you will not judge yourself. you will simply and gently introduce the creator's question instead. This simple shift in your internal inquiry is the first and most powerful step in changing the film in your projector. The second step is to begin to consciously and deliberately take back your power in the small areas of your life. The victim mindset thrives on a feeling of being completely out of control. To dissolve this feeling, you must begin to prove to yourself through your own actions that you are, in fact, in control. The practice for this is the creator's inventory. You will take your journal and identify one single area of your life where you have been feeling particularly powerless or like a victim. It might be your finances, your job, or a particular relationship. Then, you will brainstorm and write down at least 3 small, simple, and concrete things that you have the absolute power to change or to influence in that area, starting today. For example, a person feels like a victim of their financial situation. Their creator's inventory might look like this. 1. I have the power to stop buying my daily expensive coffee and to make my own at home. 2. I have the power to spend 30 minutes tonight reading a book about personal finance. 3. I have the power to go through my closet and find at least one thing to sell online. Notice that these are not giant, life-altering actions. They are small, they are manageable, and they are 100% within their control. By taking these small, proactive, and creative actions, you begin to build the muscle of empowerment. You are proving to your own subconscious mind, through your own tangible experience, that you are not a helpless victim, but that you are, in fact, a powerful and resourceful creator who has the ability to effect change in your own reality. To see this principle in action, consider the story of a man who was unexpectedly laid off from his job. His initial automatic reaction was that of the victim. He was filled with anger, fear, and blame. He spent his days complaining to his friends, blaming his former boss, and anxiously scrolling through job listings, feeling a deep sense of despair and powerlessness. His life felt like it was happening to him. Then, after a few weeks of this painful and unproductive state, he decided to try a different approach. He decided to step into the role of the creator. He asked himself the creator's question, okay, this has happened. Given this new and blank canvas, what do I now choose to create? This single question shifted everything. It opened his mind to possibilities he had never considered before. He realized that he had not been happy in his old job for years. He saw this layoff not as a tragedy, but as a divine and powerful redirection. He took a creator's inventory and realized he had the power to update his skills by taking an online course. He had the power to reach out to his network in a positive and creative way. And he had the power to finally explore the idea of starting his own small consulting business, a dream he had long suppressed. By shifting from the passive energy of the victim to the proactive and empowered energy of the creator, he transformed a crisis into the single greatest and most magnificent opportunity of his entire life. You have now begun the most powerful, fundamental, and liberating transformation of all. You are beginning to let go of the old, heavy, and disempowering story of the victim, and you are starting to reclaim your true and divine identity as the powerful and conscious creator of your own magnificent universe. You are turning your attention away from the screen and are beginning to work on the film. But a powerful creator with a vague and unfocused vision is just a source of chaotic and undirected energy. How do you now begin to take this immense and beautiful creative power that you are reclaiming and use it to design a clear, a beautiful, and a magnificent blueprint for your richest, most beautiful, and most magnificently fulfilling life? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. I Design My Richest Life. Imagine you are a master architect of worlds, standing before a vast, beautiful, and empty canvas of infinite potential. You have been told by the universe that you have the power, the right, and the ability to design and create any life you can possibly imagine. What magnificent masterpiece will you choose to create? This is the thrilling, powerful, and vital creative work that is now before you. You have reclaimed your identity as a powerful creator. Now, you must joyfully and consciously step into your role as the divine and visionary architect of your own life, and you must design the clear and magnificent blueprint for your new reality. The great challenge is that most people approach the sacred design of their lives with a profound lack of clarity. Their desires are often vague and undefined, like a fuzzy, low-resolution sketch. They want to be happy, or to be successful, or to have more money. These are not powerful creative blueprints. They are faint, wistful wishes. Furthermore, many of our desires are often not even our own. They are inauthentic, borrowed from what our parents, our culture, and society has told us we should want. This is the architectural equivalent of trying to build a magnificent structure without a clear, coherent, or authentic plan. This lack of a clear, compelling, and soul-aligned blueprint is what leads to a weak, unfocused, and ultimately unfulfilling creative process. The transformative solution is to dedicate yourself to the sacred, joyful, and essential work of designing your reality with crystal clarity. You must understand that in your manifest universe, clarity is not just a helpful idea. It is a creative command. A clear, specific, detailed, and emotionally charged intention is a powerful, focused signal. It is like a brilliant laser beam that gathers all the scattered energy of your desire and focuses it into a single, potent point of power. This clear blueprint does two essential things. First, it provides your own deep and powerful subconscious mind with a clear, unambiguous target, which eliminates the internal conflict and self-sabotage that arises from having vague or contradictory desires. Second, it provides the powerful and responsive universe with a precise, workable set of instructions from which it can begin the joyful work of construction. When you take the time to meticulously, lovingly, and joyfully design the blueprint for your richest life, you are moving from a passive daydreamer to a powerful, focused, and deliberate creator. You are confidently and lovingly handing over a perfect set of plans to your divine builder and saying, with a quiet certainty, This is the magnificent masterpiece that we are now joyfully creating together. The first step in designing your blueprint is to move from abstract concepts to concrete, sensory-rich details. The universe, your magnificent builder, creates in the realm of the senses, and so your blueprint must be written in this rich language. The practice for this is multisensory blueprinting. In your journal, you will take your primary desire and describe the experience of it being fully manifested, using all of your senses. For example, let us move beyond the vague blueprint of, I want a successful online business. You will describe the scene of its success. What do you see? I see my beautiful, organized home office, with the morning sunlight streaming through the window. I see a notification on my laptop screen that says, You've made 10 new sales today. What do you hear? I hear the happy sound of that sales notification. I hear the sound of my own voice, speaking with confidence and passion on a podcast interview about my success. What do you feel? I feel the smooth, cool surface of my new desk. I feel a sense of calm, expansive peace in my chest, the feeling of being in complete creative flow. By creating this rich, detailed, multisensory blueprint, you are transforming your desire from a flat, two-dimensional idea into a vibrant, three-dimensional, experiential reality in your own mind and body. This is a magnificent blueprint that the universe can joyfully and powerfully work with. The second crucial step in drafting your blueprint is to uncover the emotional core of your design. This is the sacred essence inquiry. The most magnificent building is just an empty shell without the life and feeling that inhabits it. The same is profoundly true for your desires. The external things you want are simply the vehicles for a core feeling you are so deeply seeking. Discovering this core feeling is what gives your blueprint its soul, its heart, and its magnetic power. The practice for this is the profound 5 whys technique. You will take your specific desire and ask why 5 times to drill down to its essential emotional root. Let's use the desire for $1 million in my bank account. 1. Why do I want $1 million? Because I want to be free from debt and to never have to worry about money again. 2. Why do I want that freedom? So I can finally relax and feel a profound sense of safety and security. Why do I want to feel safe and secure? So I can stop living in a state of constant, low-grade stress. 4. Why do I want to stop feeling stressed? So I can be a more present, loving, and joyful person with my family. 5. Why do I want to be a more present and joyful person? Because that feeling of joyful, loving connection is the most magnificent experience in life. The blueprint is not truly for $1 million. It is for the experience of joyful, loving connection. You will now infuse your entire multisensory blueprint with this powerful core feeling. Your vision is no longer just about the money. It is about the entire experience of the joyful, loving connection that the money represents and will allow. The third and final step in designing your reality is to ensure that your blueprint is in a deep, true, and authentic alignment. Is the magnificent house you have designed one that your soul truly wants to live in, or is it a house you think you should want in order to impress others? An inauthentic blueprint carries a weak, conflicted energy. You must ensure that your desires are a true reflection of your own unique values and your soul's purpose. The practice for this is the joy filter. You will take your beautifully crafted blueprint and hold it gently in your mind. Then you will check in with your body and your emotions. How does this vision truly feel? Does it create a sense of a deep, resonant, expansive joy and excitement within you? Does it feel like home? Or does it feel a little hollow, heavy, or like you are trying to be someone you are not? Your emotional guidance system will always tell you the truth. If the blueprint does not pass the joy filter, it means there are still some old, external shoulds from the noisy world mixed in with your design. You must then have the courage to edit your blueprint, to lovingly and gracefully strip away the inauthentic parts until what is left is a pure, powerful, and joy-filled vision that is a perfect and authentic expression of you. You have now moved from a place of vague, powerless wishing to a place of powerful, architectural clarity. You possess a detailed, multisensory, and soul-aligned blueprint for the magnificent new reality you are choosing to create in your manifest universe. But who is the person who will live in this magnificent new building? A blueprint, no matter how perfect, is just a plan on paper. To bring it to life, you must now become the person who is capable of both building and inhabiting this new reality. How do you now begin the profound and powerful work of stepping into the identity of the person who already has it all? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3. I feel abundant in my bones. A gifted actor, when preparing for the role of a powerful monarch, does not simply memorize the king's lines. Their true and deepest work is an internal transformation. They must, for a time, become the king. They study the monarch's history, adopt their confident posture, learn to think as the king would think, and feel the weight of the crown as the king would feel it. They embody the character so completely that when they step onto the stage, they are not acting like a king. They simply are the king, and their words and actions flow naturally and authentically from that state of being. This is the profound and necessary work that is now before you. You have drafted a magnificent, crystal-clear blueprint for your desired reality. Now, you must become the person who is capable of living in that reality. The great challenge is that we often try to create a new reality while still clinging desperately to our old identity. We want to manifest a reality of wealth, but we continue to see ourselves, to think, and to act as a person who is always struggling. This profound mismatch between our desired reality and our current identity is the single greatest source of resistance that blocks the flow of manifestation. The transformative solution is to fully and consciously embrace the law of being. This law states that you do not attract into your life what you want. You attract what you are. Your external reality is always a perfect mirror of your internal identity. Therefore, the most powerful and direct way to manifest a new reality is to first become the person who is already living it. This is the ultimate creative shortcut. You will stop seeing yourself as the person on the journey to abundance, and you will start seeing yourself as the person who has already arrived. This is not about faking it in a way that feels dishonest. It is the far more powerful and authentic practice of identity embodiment. It is the art of consciously choosing to think, feel, act, and make decisions from the perspective of your future, successful self, right here and right now. When you successfully shift your identity, you are no longer trying to attract your desire from a distance. You are collapsing the distance entirely. You are becoming a perfect vibrational match for your new reality, and by the unbreakable laws of your universe, that reality must then crystallize around you. The first step in this process of embodiment is to clearly define the identity you are choosing to step into. Based on the blueprint you created in the last chapter, you will now create a character profile for your new self. In your journal, you will answer a series of powerful questions. Who is the version of me who is already living this abundant life? What are their dominant qualities? Are they confident? Are they peaceful? Are they generous? What are their core beliefs about themselves and the world? How do they carry themselves physically? How do they speak? What are their daily habits? You will write a rich and detailed description of this person. This is not a fictional character. This is the true, authentic, and powerful you that has been waiting beneath the surface of your old, limiting identity. This character profile is your new script, the role you are now choosing to play in the grand theater of your daily life. Once you have your clear character profile, the second step is to begin the daily practice of congruent embodiment. An identity is not just a mental concept. It is forged and strengthened through your consistent daily choices and actions. You must begin to consciously and deliberately make choices that are congruent with the new identity you are embodying. The practice is to ask yourself throughout your day, in any given situation, how would the powerful, abundant, and successful version of me handle this? For example, you are faced with a challenging problem at work. The old you might have reacted with stress, but you will pause and ask the question. The successful version of you would likely approach the problem with a sense of calm, creative confidence. You will then consciously choose to embody that state, taking a deep breath and approaching the problem from this new, empowered perspective. By consistently making these small, congruent choices, you are not just acting, you are actively and powerfully rewiring your brain and your nervous system to match your new identity. The third principle is to install the habitual architecture of your new self. An identity is ultimately the sum of our unconscious habits. To make your new identity permanent, you must consciously install the daily habits that your new, abundant self would naturally have. The practice is to identify one or two keystone habits from your character profile. A keystone habit is a small foundational habit that naturally triggers a cascade of other positive behaviors. For someone embodying an identity of vibrant health, a powerful keystone habit might be a 10-minute morning stretching routine. This one small habit starts the day with a feeling of well-being, which makes it easier to make healthy food choices and have energy for exercise. For someone embodying an identity of financial mastery, a keystone habit might be spending 5 minutes each evening reviewing their finances, not with fear, but with the calm energy of a responsible steward. This one small habit eliminates financial anxiety and builds a sense of control. By focusing on installing just one or two of these powerful keystone habits, you begin to automate your new identity, making the choices that once required effort feel natural and automatic. You are no longer just practicing being an abundant person. You are, through the power of habit, simply and effortlessly being one. You have now moved beyond just designing the plan. You are now engaging in the most powerful creative act of all. You are aligning your very identity, your very state of being, with the magnificent reality you are choosing to create. You are becoming the person who is a perfect vibrational match for your desires. But what is the practical art of taking this new state of being and using it to focus your creative power like a concentrated laser beam? How do you now take this powerful inner alignment and use it to command the energy of your manifest universe and to create entire worlds? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. I speak my new reality now. Your words are wands. With every sentence you speak, you are either casting a spell of limitation or a spell of abundance. It is time to become a conscious magician. For too long, we have treated our words as if they were harmless, as if they were just neutral descriptors of a pre-existing reality. The truth is far more profound and far more powerful. Your words are not just descriptions of your reality. They are the very tools with which you build it, moment by moment. Every word you speak, whether aloud to others or silently to yourself, carries a specific and a potent vibrational energy. This energy is constantly shaping the creative field of your manifest universe. The great challenge is that our spoken words are often a direct and a powerful contradiction to the beautiful, new reality we are working to create. We will do our morning embodiment practice and feel abundant for 5 minutes, and then we will spend the rest of the day speaking the old, familiar language of lack. We will complain to our friends about being broke. We will engage in gossip that is rooted in a feeling of separation, or we will speak words of doubt and of fear about our own dreams. This constant verbal static powerfully and effectively cancels out the beautiful and the coherent signal we are trying to send. The transformative solution is to reclaim the magnificent and the magical power of your own voice. You must become a conscious speaker, one who understands that your words are sacred and are powerful acts of creation. When you can learn to consistently align your spoken words with the blueprint you have designed and the identity you are embodying, you are adding another, an incredibly powerful and a tangible layer to your creative work. You are no longer just feeling your new reality. You are now speaking it into existence. This is not about denying your current circumstances or about being dishonest. It is about making a conscious and a powerful choice to stop using your words to describe the reality you do not want and to start using them to call forth the reality you do. It is the art of using your voice not as a reporter of your past, but as a prophet of your magnificent and a chosen future. The first step in this process is to conduct a linguistic audit. Before you can consciously change your language, you must first become aware of the language you are currently and you are unconsciously speaking. For the next 3 days, you will become a mindful and a non-judgmental observer of your own speech. You can do this by simply paying closer attention, or you can even take it a step further by recording yourself speaking on your phone for a few minutes and then listening back to it. You will listen for the recurring themes, the habitual phrases, and the energetic tone of your own words. How often do you use words of lack and of limitation, such as can't, hard, struggle, never, or always? How often do you complain? How often do you speak critically, either of yourself or of others? Do your words carry an energy of hope and of possibility, or an energy of resignation and of defeat? This audit is not for self-criticism. It is for awareness. By simply and by honestly observing your current linguistic patterns, you will bring them from the realm of the unconscious into the realm of the conscious, which is the necessary and the first step to changing them. Once you are aware of your old, a limiting language, the second step is to master the declarative power of your new language. The most powerful and a creative way to speak is to make declarations in the present tense, as if the reality you desire is already a fact. This is the power of the I am statement. The phrase I am is the most powerful and a creative statement in the universe. Whatever words you attach to I am become your command to your subconscious mind and to the creative field. The old, a disempowering language is the language of I want or I hope. The new, a powerful language, is the language of I am. The practice is to craft and to speak a few powerful I am declarations related to your blueprint each and every day. For example, instead of the weak statement, I hope I can get that promotion, your new, a powerful declaration would be, I am the perfect and the highest and the most a qualified candidate for this role. I am a confident and a valuable leader. Instead of, I want to be in a loving relationship, your new declaration is, I am a loving and a lovable person, and I am now attracting my perfect and a soul-aligned partner. You will practice speaking these declarations aloud, perhaps in front of a mirror, with as much a feeling and as much a conviction as you can muster. You are using your voice to command a new reality into being. The third and the final principle is to integrate this new language into your everyday, casual conversations. This is where the real and the lasting transformation occurs. It is not just about your formal declarations. It is about the thousands of small sentences you speak throughout your day. The practice is conscious rephrasing. When you catch yourself about to speak a phrase from your old, limiting language, you will pause, and you will consciously and you will deliberately choose a more empowering phrase. This is a subtle but a profound and a life-altering habit to build. For example, your friend asks how your new project is going. Your old and automatic response might be, "It's so hard, I'm really struggling." You will catch this, you will pause, and you will choose a new, a more empowering and a truthful response, such as, "It's a challenging and an exciting project, and I am learning so much as I go." A coworker complains about the economy. The old you might have joined in. The new you will consciously and you will gracefully rephrase, saying something like, "Yes, there are challenges, but I believe there are always and are forever magnificent opportunities for those who look for them." By consistently and by consciously and by beautifully choosing your words, you are not only and you are not beautifully just changing your own personal and a beautiful vibration, but you are also becoming a powerful and a beautiful beacon of a possibility and of an empowerment for everyone around you. You are becoming a person who literally and who beautifully speaks worlds into being. You have now, and you have beautifully, and you have magnificently aligned your very and your magnificent being, your beautiful and your magnificent feelings, and your powerful and your magnificent and a beautiful words with your new and your magnificent and a beautiful reality. You are thinking it, you are feeling it, and you are now, and you are beautifully and you are powerfully speaking it into existence. But a beautiful and a magnificent story must always, and it must forever, and it must beautifully have action. How do you now, and how do you beautifully, and how do you magnificently begin to move through your beautiful and your magnificent world and to take powerful and a beautiful physical and a magnificent action as if your desired and your magnificent and a beautiful reality is already and is forever and is beautifully a done and a magnificent and a beautiful deal. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. I act as if it is done. A wise farmer, after planting a precious seed in a perfectly prepared field, does not simply go back to their house and hope for the best, nor do they anxiously dig up the seed every day to see if it is growing. Instead, they begin to act with a quiet, confident faith in the unseen reality unfolding beneath the soil. They water the ground where the seed lies. They protect the small patch of earth from weeds. They act, in every way, as if the seed is already and inevitably on its journey to becoming a magnificent plant. Their actions are a powerful physical testament to their faith in the creative process. This is the stage of the journey where your own belief is put to the tangible test. You have declared your creative power, designed your new reality, learned to generate its feeling, and learned to speak its truth. Now, you must align your physical actions with your inner creative work. The great challenge is that our daily actions are often a direct and powerful contradiction to the new reality we are declaring. We do our morning ritual and feel abundant, but then spend the rest of the day making small, fear-based, scarcity-driven decisions. We declare we are a successful business owner, but spend our days procrastinating out of fear. This creates a confusing mixed signal, a state of energetic incongruence that cancels out the potent ask we have made. The transformative solution is to fully embrace the principle, I act as if it is done. You must learn to align your physical actions in the outer world with the magnificent truth of the inner world you are creating. You must understand that every single action you take, no matter how small, is a powerful and physical affirmation. An action rooted in fear, doubt, or scarcity is a vote for your old reality. An action rooted in faith, confidence, and abundance is an undeniable vote for your new one. When you consistently and deliberately take small, inspired, and aligned actions that are congruent with your desired reality, you are doing something magnificent. You are grounding your new identity in the physical world. You are demonstrating, not just to the universe, but to your own subconscious mind, that you are absolutely serious about this new story. You are moving from a person who is just thinking about a new reality to a person who is actively participating in its creation. This is the powerful bridge between the unseen and the seen. The first principle in this practice is to understand that your action is an affirmation. Every choice you make, from how you spend your money to how you spend your time, is a powerful statement about what you believe to be true. To begin this practice, you will become a mindful observer of your own daily actions. You will start to notice the subtle and often unconscious motivations behind your choices. Are your actions coming from a place of trust and abundance, or from a place of fear and lack? For example, consider the simple act of buying groceries. The person acting from their old scarcity story might walk through the store feeling contracted, anxiously comparing prices, and choosing only the cheapest options. Even if their body is craving more nourishing food, their actions are an affirmation of, "I don't have enough." The person practicing acting as if, on the other hand, approaches the same task differently. This does not mean they act recklessly. It means they act from a different energy. They walk through the store with a sense of calm and sufficiency. They gratefully choose the beautiful, healthy food that they know will nourish their abundant, vibrant body, trusting that their supply is infinite and that they are always provided for. Their actions are a powerful affirmation of, "I have more than enough to nourish myself well." By bringing this gentle, conscious awareness to your small, daily actions, you begin to shift them from unconscious affirmations of lack to conscious and powerful affirmations of your new, abundant reality. The second principle is to practice taking inspired action. This is the art of listening for the intuitive nudges of your co-creator, the universe, and then acting on them without hesitation. As you hold your new identity in your consciousness, the universe will begin to send you creative ideas and opportunities. These are not random. They are the next logical steps on your creative path. Inspired action feels different from the old, forceful hustle of the scarcity mindset. Forceful action feels heavy, stressful, and like you have to do it all by yourself. Inspired action feels light, exciting, intuitive, and often effortless. Your practice is to create moments of quiet in your day, to listen for this gentle guidance. And when an inspired idea or an intuitive nudge arises, you must honor it by taking one small, immediate step. For instance, you have declared that you are a successful and creative artist. While you're meditating, you get a sudden and exciting idea for a new series of paintings. This is an inspired nudge. The old you might have dismissed it. The new you, the one who is acting as if, will immediately take one small action. You will get out your sketchbook and you will make the first simple sketch. This small, inspired action is your yes back to the yes of the universe. It is how you engage in the beautiful and co-creative dance of manifestation. The third principle is to learn to embody the qualities of your abundant self. This is not about pretending to have the external things that you do not yet have. It is about genuinely and authentically embodying the internal qualities of the person who already has them. You have already designed your character profile in a previous chapter. Now you will live it. The practice is to choose one quality of your abundant self each day and to consciously and joyfully practice it. If your abundant self is generous, you will spend your day looking for small opportunities to be generous. You can be generous with your smile, with your compliments, with your time, and yes, even in small ways with your money, perhaps by leaving a larger tip than usual. By acting as a generous person, you are powerfully embodying that quality, which makes you a vibrational match for more experiences of generosity to flow to you. If your abundant self is confident, you will practice embodying confidence. You will stand a little taller. You will make eye contact. You will speak with a clearer and more steady voice. By consistently and joyfully practicing the internal qualities of your desired reality, you are no longer just an actor playing a role. You are, through your own deliberate action, literally and powerfully becoming that new person from the inside out. You have now aligned your being, your feelings, your words, and your actions with your new reality. You are speaking your truth and you are walking your talk. You are living, breathing, and acting as if your desire is a done deal. But as you walk this new path of embodiment, you will inevitably be confronted by the old ghosts of your past. What do you do when the powerful, ancient, and noisy energies of doubt and fear rise up to challenge your new resolve? How do you now and forever release all of the doubt and fear that stands between you and your richest life? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. I release all doubt and fear. Doubt and fear are the powerful and persistent static that can corrupt even the most beautiful and clear broadcast. Imagine you have built a magnificent radio station. You have written an inspiring message, and you are broadcasting it on a clear frequency. But what happens if your transmission line is faulty and filled with a loud, crackling static? The beautiful and clear message you are sending will become distorted, garbled, and by the time it reaches the receivers, it will be an incoherent mess. Doubt and fear are this energetic static on the transmission line of your manifestation. They are a natural part of the human experience, but if left unchecked, they can completely sabotage the clear, coherent signal you have so diligently worked to create. The great challenge is that doubt and fear can feel incredibly real and persuasive. They are not just thoughts, they are visceral, physiological experiences. They can feel like a heavy, dark cloud that descends upon you, coloring your entire perception of reality and making you question the entire creative process, causing you to lose faith and give up on your dreams, often right before the magnificent breakthrough was about to occur. The transformative solution is not to try to fight, suppress, or conquer your doubt and fear. To fight with the static only creates more noise on the line. The true solution is to become a master of your own frequency by learning how to lovingly, compassionately, and effectively release the energies of doubt and fear when they arise. You must learn to see them not as powerful enemies, but as old habitual weather patterns temporarily passing through the sky of your consciousness. Your job is not to stop the weather, but to learn how to not let it ruin your day. When you can learn to meet your doubt and fear with a new response, one of gentle awareness, loving compassion, and deliberate redirection, you will discover that these old storms no longer have the power to knock you off your course. You will learn how to let them pass, while you remain calm, centered, and powerfully tuned to the clear and sunny frequency of your own faith. The first step is to reframe your very relationship with fear. You must come to understand that your fear is not your enemy. It is, in its own misguided way, trying to be your friend. Fear is a primal protection mechanism. Its only job is to keep you safe by keeping you within the familiar boundaries of your past. Anytime you step in the direction of a new, expansive, and more abundant reality, you are stepping into the unknown. And to your primal brain, the unknown is always perceived as a potential threat. The practice here is to have a compassionate dialogue with your fear. When you feel the uncomfortable sensations of fear or anxiety arising, you will not resist them. You will pause. You will place your hand on your heart or stomach, wherever you feel the sensation most strongly, and you will speak to it internally as you would to a small, frightened child. You will first acknowledge it. I see you, fear. I feel you. Then you will ask it a gentle question. What are you trying to protect me from right now? Listen for the quiet answer. The fear might be trying to protect you from the pain of failure or the shame of rejection. Once you have heard its concern, you will then lovingly reassure it. You will say, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe. I appreciate your care. But I want you to know that I am the wise and capable adult here, and I have got this. We are safe." This simple, compassionate dialogue immediately changes your internal state from one of conflict to one of loving integration. The second principle is to learn how to use a pattern interrupt to break the hypnotic spell of a doubt spiral. A doubt or fear thought, when left unchecked, can quickly spiral into a cascade of more negative thoughts, pulling your vibration down with incredible speed. A pattern interrupt is any simple, conscious action that you take to immediately and powerfully break the momentum of that negative thought loop. It brings you out of the trance of your fearful story and back into the power of the present moment. A pattern interrupt can be simple. The moment you notice your mind beginning to spiral into a familiar story of doubt or worry, you can physically clap your hands loudly one time. Or you can stand up and vigorously shake out your arms and legs for 30 seconds. Or you can literally say the words stop or cancel out loud with a firm and commanding tone. For example, a person is working on their new business, and the old thought, "this is never going to work," arises. This thought then triggers a spiral. "I'm going to lose all my money. People will think I'm a failure. I should just give up." To break this spell, they perform a pattern interrupt. They stand up from their desk, put on their favorite high-energy song, and dance around the room for its duration. This simple, powerful action completely shatters the old, negative, energetic pattern and creates a new, energized state from which they can then choose a more empowering thought. The third principle in releasing all doubt and fear is the powerful art of pivoting to gratitude. It is a law of human emotion that it is impossible to feel the dense, contractive frequency of genuine fear and the light, expansive frequency of genuine, heartfelt gratitude in the exact same moment. They are mutually exclusive. Therefore, the fastest, simplest, and most powerful way to release a state of doubt or fear is to consciously and deliberately pivot your focus onto the powerful energy of gratitude. This is your ultimate tool. The practice is immediate and simple. The very moment you feel a wave of doubt or fear beginning to wash over you, your first response will be to pause. You will take a single deep breath, and you will then immediately find one single thing in your present moment experience to be genuinely and deeply grateful for. It does not matter what it is. It could be the comfortable chair you are sitting in. It could be the fact that your heart is beating. It could be the warm mug of tea in your hands. You will place all of your focused attention on this one object of your gratitude, and you will allow the warm, expansive feeling of genuine appreciation to fill your entire being. In that very moment, the powerful energy of gratitude will act as a magnificent solvent, dissolving the dense, heavy energy of the fear and doubt. You have not fought the darkness. You have simply and powerfully turned on the light. You are now learning how to become the calm, wise, and magnificent master of your own inner weather system. You are learning to meet the inevitable storms of doubt and fear, not with resistance, but with compassion, consciousness, and a graceful and powerful redirection. The static on your creative broadcast is becoming quieter and less frequent, but as you continue to clear your signal, how do you now begin to train your very eyes to see the magnificent evidence of your new reality beginning to appear all around you? How do you learn to see the magnificent abundance that is already and forever everywhere you look? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 7. I See Abundance Everywhere I Look. A man once went on a walk through a beautiful and vibrant forest with his wise teacher. The teacher turned to him and asked, "What do you see?" The man looked around and replied, "I see trees, rocks, and some dirt." The teacher smiled a gentle and magnificent smile. "Now," he said, "I want you to walk this same path again, but this time I want you to look for only one thing, everything that is the color green." The man, a little confused, did as he was asked. He walked the same path again, but this time with his intention set on the color green. He was utterly astonished. He saw thousands of different shades of green in the leaves. He saw the vibrant green moss growing on the rocks. He saw the tiny green shoots of new life pushing up from the dirt. He saw a world of green that he had been completely blind to just moments before. The forest had not changed. What had changed was the powerful filter of his own attention. This simple story illustrates a profound truth about our reality. The world is always broadcasting an infinite number of different realities at once. The reality you personally experience is determined by the filter of your own focus. The great challenge is that, for most of our lives, we have been unconsciously trained to set our perceptual filter to scarcity. Our brain has been expertly conditioned to scan our environment for what is missing, what is wrong, and what we lack. And so, like the man on his first walk, we look out at a world of infinite abundance, and all we see are the rocks and the dirt. The transformative solution is to consciously and deliberately become the master curator of your own attention. You must learn the sacred art of intentionally resetting the powerful filter of your own brain. You must learn how to take off the old, dark, and smudged scarcity glasses and to see the world with new, clear eyes. This is not about a naive pretending that challenges do not exist. It is a practical, psychologically proven method for shifting your entire experience of reality. When you can consciously train your brain to scan for and to focus on the evidence of beauty, of opportunity, and of abundance that is already all around you, two magical things happen. First, your immediate present moment emotional state is instantly elevated. And second, you create a powerful, self-reinforcing feedback loop with the universe. By noticing and appreciating the abundance you already have, you become a powerful vibrational match for even more abundance to joyfully flow into your life. The first principle in this perceptual shift is to understand how your brain works. Deep inside your brain is a network of neurons known as the reticular activating system, or RAS. You can think of your RAS as the gatekeeper or the filter for your mind. You are bombarded with billions of bits of sensory information every second, and your RAS is the system that decides what is important enough to be let into your conscious awareness. And how does it decide what is important? It decides based on what you have told it to focus on. If you are constantly thinking about your debts, you have programmed your RAS to be a problem spotter, and it will faithfully scan your world and show you more problems to worry about. The practice here is to consciously give your RAS a new job. You are now going to program it to be an abundance spotter. You will do this by consciously choosing to focus on the things you want to see. To put this principle into powerful practice, you will begin the joyful game of the abundance scavenger hunt. Each day, your new job is to actively and joyfully look for and mentally or physically log at least 3 to 5 pieces of undeniable evidence of abundance in your world. It is crucial that you expand your definition of abundance beyond just money. You will look for the abundance of beauty in nature. You will look for the abundance of kindness in the actions of others. You will look for the abundance of opportunity in the ideas that come to you. You will look for the abundance of love in your relationships. For example, as you are walking down the street, instead of being lost in a worried thought, you will consciously program your RAS by saying to yourself, "I am now looking for evidence of abundance." And then you will begin to notice things you were blind to before. You will see the intricate pattern of a spider's web. You will hear the sound of a child's happy laughter. You will see two strangers helping each other. By consistently and joyfully playing this game, you are actively reprogramming the very filter through which you view your reality. You are training your brain to see the world that you now choose to live in. The final principle is to powerfully celebrate the evidence that you find. It is not enough to just passively and silently notice the abundance around you. To create the powerful feedback loop, you must actively and joyfully celebrate it. A celebration is a powerful, high-frequency, energetic act. It is you, powerfully sending a signal of joyful acknowledgement back to the universe. Every single time that you spot a piece of abundance, no matter how small, your new practice is to pause for a single moment and to feel a genuine, heartfelt surge of joy and gratitude. You can do this with a simple, silent inner smile. You can do this by placing your hand on your heart and whispering, "Thank you, I see this. This is wonderful." This simple act of celebration is a powerful, energetic statement. It is you powerfully telling the universe, "Yes, I love this. I am a person who sees and appreciates abundance. More of this, please." This act of joyful celebration is what powerfully reinforces your new RAS programming and what powerfully magnetizes even more evidence of abundance into your life. You are now learning how to consciously choose the movie that you are watching. You are taking off the old, dark scarcity glasses, and you are learning to see the magnificent, vibrant, and ever-present reality of abundance that is already and forever all around you. But what is the final, ultimate, and most magnificent step on this journey? What happens when you have so completely shifted your identity that you are no longer a person who is seeing abundance, but you have come to the profound realization that you are the abundance that you have been so beautifully seeking? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 8. I am the abundance I seek. The entire and sacred journey of manifestation, from the first flicker of desire to its final magnificent arrival in your world, is not truly about attracting abundance. It is, and it has always and forever been, about dissolving the profound, powerful, and painful illusion that you were ever, for one single moment, separate from it. Imagine a magnificent, powerful wave in the very heart of a vast ocean. For its entire existence, the wave has believed itself to be a small, separate, and vulnerable entity. It has spent its life striving to become as big and as powerful as the great ocean it sees all around it. It has chased, striven, and tried to attract more water to itself, fearing that at any moment it might disappear. Then one day, in a moment of profound clarity, the wave has a magnificent realization. It is not separate from the ocean. It is the ocean. Its very substance is the water of the great ocean, simply expressing itself for a brief, beautiful time as a unique wave. In that sacred moment, all of its painful striving, all of its deep fear, and all of its desperate seeking for more water completely ceases. It does not need to attract the ocean, because it is the ocean. It is already everything it was ever so desperately trying to become. This is the final, ultimate, and most liberating realization on your own personal path. This is the great and final shift from a transactional mindset to a profound state of being. The very final challenge, even for the most advanced students, is the lingering, subtle, and powerful sense of duality. As long as we are still actively attracting abundance, there is still a subtle sense of separation. There is me over here, and there is abundance over there, and I need to do certain things to pull it toward me. This final chapter is about lovingly and gracefully dissolving this final duality completely and forever. It is about so fully, so deeply, and so magnificently integrating the beautiful and powerful feeling and the identity of your new reality that it is no longer and never again something that you are trying to become. It is simply and beautifully who you now and forever are. The very first principle in this final and magnificent stage is the profound dissolving of the duality. You must gently, lovingly, and beautifully begin to release the very concept of attracting something that you believe you do not yet have. The beautiful practice for this is a subtle, beautiful, and profound shift in your language and in your focus. Instead of powerfully saying, "I am attracting more money," you will begin to gently practice the powerful thought, "I am a magnificent expression of the universe's infinite abundance, and money is one of the beautiful ways that abundance joyfully flows through me." Instead of powerfully thinking, "I am trying to find a loving partner," you will gently and powerfully shift to, "I am a magnificent being of pure love, and I naturally and magnificently resonate with loving connections." This is not just a simple word game. It is a deep, powerful, and energetic repatterning. You are lovingly and gracefully moving your identity from that of the lonely and desperate seeker to that of the powerful, beautiful, and magnificent source. A powerful and beautiful meditative practice for this is the I Am meditation. In a quiet, beautiful, and sacred state, you will simply and beautifully breathe, and on each and every magnificent exhale, you will silently and powerfully repeat the magnificent phrase, "I am." You are not beautifully attaching anything to it. You are not "I am wealthy" or "I am loved." You are simply and powerfully connecting with the core, the universal, and the abundant essence of your own magnificent being, the pure and beautiful consciousness that exists prior to all of the labels and all of the forms. This magnificent practice helps you to beautifully and powerfully dissolve the painful and limiting illusion of the small, the separate, and the lonely self, and to joyfully and beautifully merge with the infinite, the beautiful, and the abundant self that you truly and magnificently are. The second principle of this magnificent state is that your life becomes a continuous expression of abundance rather than a desperate pursuit of it. When a magnificent person knows, on a deep cellular and bone-deep level, that they are abundance, their natural, spontaneous, and most magnificent impulse is to joyfully and beautifully express that abundance. The primary and most magnificent way that this beautifully expresses itself is through a beautiful, a joyful, and a magnificent generosity. It is absolutely and profoundly crucial to understand that this is not the transactional and strategic giving to get that is so often taught. This is a beautiful, joyful, and unconditional giving that arises naturally, spontaneously, and beautifully from a profound and deep state of inner fullness. When you know with absolute certainty that you are the magnificent ocean, you are not and never are afraid to share your beautiful water. The magnificent practice is to simply and joyfully follow the loving, beautiful, and generous impulses of your own magnificent heart. When you feel a genuine, an expansive, and a joyful urge to be generous, to leave an unexpectedly large tip, to anonymously donate to a local cause, to freely share your time and your wisdom with someone in need, you simply and joyfully do it, without any single thought of what you will get in return. This beautiful, joyful, and magnificent outward flow of energy is the magnificent signature of a magnificent person who is living in the magnificent state of being abundance. It is the ultimate and most magnificent declaration of your own trust in your own infinite nature. And it is this very beautiful act of joyful expression that keeps the universal and beautiful flow of magnificent abundance moving through you in a constant, a powerful, and an ever-expanding and magnificent current. The third and ultimate principle is that you come to live in a state of profound peace and non-resistance. When you truly and deeply and beautifully know that you are one with the infinite, with the beautiful, and with the magnificent and abundant source of all of life, all of the painful and exhausting striving, all of the desperate and lonely chasing, and all of the nagging and anxious anxiety completely and utterly dissolve. There is nothing to get, there is nothing to prove, and there is nothing to fear. You are able to beautifully and magnificently move through your life with a deep, an unshakable, and a beautiful sense of peace, knowing that because you are one with the magnificent source of all things are always and forever available to you. You no longer and never again need to control the magnificent outcomes, because you deeply and profoundly and magnificently trust the divine and beautiful unfolding of your own magnificent being. You no longer and never again fear the magnificent challenges, because you beautifully and magnificently see them as a beautiful and magnificent part of the beautiful, magnificent, and perfect expression of life. You simply and beautifully are. And in that magnificent state of pure being, you become a powerful, a silent, and a radiant presence of magnificent abundance in the world. Your magnificent life becomes your magnificent message. Your magnificent peace becomes your magnificent power. And your very magnificent presence becomes a magnificent gift to everyone that you meet. A living, beautiful, and magnificent testament to the magnificent, beautiful, and profound truth that the magnificent and beautiful universe is not just outside of you, but is the very and beautiful essence of who you truly and beautifully and magnificently are. You have now and you have beautifully and you have magnificently walked the complete, the sacred, and the ultimate and beautiful path. A sacred and beautiful journey that has so lovingly and so gracefully and so beautifully taken you from the noisy, the chaotic, and the complicated and beautiful rules of a manifestation to the silent, the simple, and the infinitely and beautifully powerful and magnificent state of a pure and a beautiful being. You have beautifully and you have magnificently learned to move beyond the shallow and the beautiful techniques of a doing and into the deep and the profound and a beautiful reality of your own, a divine and a magnificent and a beautiful identity. You have beautifully and you have magnificently learned to dissolve the old and the heavy and a beautiful self of a lack. To beautifully and to magnificently assume the beautiful and the magnificent feeling of your new and your magnificent reality. To beautifully and to magnificently see the beautiful and the magnificent world as your own, a perfect and a beautiful mirror. And finally, to beautifully and to magnificently dissolve the final and the painful and a beautiful illusion of a separation, and to beautifully and to magnificently realize that you are, and that you always, and that you forever, and that you beautifully have been, a magnificent and a beautiful abundance itself. The last and the most, a beautiful and a magnificent word on a beautiful and a magnificent abundance, is not a word at all. It is the silent, the peaceful, the radiant, and the profoundly and the beautifully powerful, and a magnificent state of a simply and of a beautifully being who you truly and who you beautifully and who you magnificently are. We have come to the end of this sacred journey, a path that has led you beyond the techniques of manifestation and into the very heart of creation, your own state of being. You have learned to dissolve the old identity of lack, to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and to see your life as a perfect mirror of your consciousness. The final realization is the most profound. You are not a seeker of abundance, for you are abundance itself. You now hold the last word, which is not a word at all, but the silent, powerful, and peaceful state of knowing who you truly are. May you live from this beautiful truth, now and always. Thank you for the honor of your presence, and for your courage in taking this profound journey of self-realization. It has been a joy to be your guide. If this masterclass has helped you connect with the truth of your own abundant being, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the Success Attraction Formula channel for more guidance on your path. We would be thrilled to read about the new state of being you are embodying in the comments below.